Hello there. Today I am sharing with you 5 skin-like foundations, and I also have a runner-up included today. So I have 5 foundations here that look like skin but still provide some coverage, that cover all different skin types as well as different coverage levels. Sometimes we just don't want to look like we're wearing foundation, but we still need some coverage. So that is what these foundations do, and they're all really great in different ways. It is really hard for a foundation to truly mimic skin. I feel like you can have natural looking foundations that, look good, but they just don't truly fool people into thinking you're not wearing foundation. And all of these, depending on how you apply them, can really fool people. I did this video 2 years ago in May, and some of those foundations have been discontinued. So I definitely needed to do an update. If you are not subscribed to my channel, if you've maybe been watching my videos but haven't hit that subscribe button, or if this is your first time here, I would love it if you would consider doing so before the end of this video. And with that said, we can go ahead and get into these 5 foundations that truly look like skin. Before I get fully into everything, I want to let you guys know that I have a code for you for Gorjana jewelry down below. I know a lot of you really want to know when I have codes available for you. I wear a ton of their jewelry here on my channel and really like it, so I wanted to share that with you. And now I'll go ahead and get into the foundations. So the one that I have on my face today is one that a lot of you have been asking me about. I actually didn't intend to try it because it says it's a radiant foundation, and I don't usually wear radiant foundations. I am 44 years old. I am very concerned with foundations not settling into little fine lines or these little, creases on my forehead. Of course, I want foundations to, make my skin look as fabulous as it can possibly look. I have sensitive, oily combination skin, meaning that I'm pretty normal around my perimeter, but I get oily in my T-zone. But several, including this first one, work across all skin types. So this is the runner-up, and that actually makes this video include 6. And there's a reason why this is a runner-up for me, and I'll get into that in a minute. This is the Este Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup. It is $45 for 1.2 ounces, and there are 20 shades. The texture of this is fairly runny, so you do have to work with it kind of quickly, but it doesn't set quickly, so you have plenty of time to blend it out. It is very wet looking when you apply it, and that made me a little bit scared at first. And this is a foundation that I find I can apply with any method, and it applies really nicely. While there are foundations in this video that give, sheer to medium coverage, sheer to light coverage, this is one that I would say gives more light to medium coverage. I definitely got medium coverage today, applying it with a damp sponge. I love the way it looks once I set it down with powder. It does give a soft, radiant finish that's not too radiant even for my oily combination skin. I definitely think those of you with dry or normal skin will love this foundation. Oh, I forgot to mention, I am in the shade 2W1 Dawn, which is also my Este Lauder Double Wear shade. I do have a video on how to apply Este Lauder Double Wear if you haven't seen that, if you've had some difficulty applying it, making it look natural. But I do find that the 2W1 Dawn shade does match me very nicely, just as it does in Double Wear. I'll actually put a shade comparison here on the screen because I haven't compared them yet to each other. There are a few cons with this for me personally that make it a runner-up. So most of, if not all, of the other foundations in this video do a really good job of blurring pores and not settling into fine lines. And they're really lightweight. I can't feel them on the skin. This one, however, I don't feel like it does anything bad for my pores, but I don't feel like it necessarily blurs my pores until I set it down with a powder. So if you're someone who doesn't like to set your foundation, I don't think you're gonna really like this for its pore blurring capabilities, but it's still a really nice skin-like foundation. Our skin does have pores. So if you're wanting something that truly mimics skin and that looks really natural, it will definitely give you that. It doesn't settle into the pores. It doesn't make them look worse. It just doesn't smooth them, if that makes sense. It can settle into my lines a little bit. It doesn't look horrible, but it can do that. I don't have Botox. I have lines on my forehead, and I make expressions when I'm doing my makeup, my eyes specifically. And when I was finished doing my makeup, I had little creases I had to press out. And I've noticed that during the day, it can crease a little bit with my makeup. It doesn't crack, but I can get little creases. And I can kind of feel it on my face. I can't feel any of the other foundations in this video, and I can feel this. Although it does feel hydrating, it doesn't feel bad, but I can kind of feel it. There is also some fragrance to this. There is a scent for sure. I don't notice it after I apply it, but if fragrance bothers you, you definitely want to know that. Aside from those minor things, everything else I really like about this foundation, and I could see where this would be a favorite for many, many people. I think if you are someone with normal to dry skin and you're looking for something that is light to medium coverage that can give you, you know, just a really, really pretty natural look and that makes your skin feel hydrated, I think you will really, really like this. By the way, I do have a foundation shade match list that has my shades in every foundation I've tried. I keep the link in my description boxes if you ever need to reference it. And that is down below for you so you can see my shades in these and any other foundations I have tried. This next foundation is one that I really, really love. It's so underrated. It's just not talked about enough, including by me. I discover other foundations and try a bunch of stuff and things get lost in the shuffle. And this is truly just really, really a perfect, great skin-like foundation. This is the It by Bylines foundation. Now, don't write this off if you did not like the It CC cream. This is nothing like the CC cream. I am one who happens to like both, but they're completely different products. It is $38 for 1 ounce and there are 7 shades. I am in the shade medium. Now I'll tell you what I find about this foundation and then tell you what they say about it because I find some things to be a little bit different. First of all, there is no scent to this whatsoever. The packaging is really nice. It's lightweight plastic, so if you ever are going to travel with a bottle of foundation, it's not heavy, it's really lightweight, and it's got this vacuum dispenser. So you're not gonna be wasting product trying to pump up foundation from the bottom because it rises from the bottom as the product empties, which I really, really love. I find this gives sheer to medium coverage depending on the application method, and it gives a healthy, natural finish. This is kind of thick and moussey, but it blends out really, really easily. It feels nice on the skin and hydrates, but it's very, very lightweight. I can't feel it on my skin. When I wear this, I feel like I have healthier, brighter looking skin that looks like skin. It is blurring on my pores. It doesn't settle into lines. What I find interesting about the description of this is that they say it's supposed to be a dewy foundation formula. That is such a turnoff to me with my oily combination skin. That would make me almost never try a foundation, but I don't find it to be dewy. And I guess if you didn't set it, it could be dewy, and that's probably why it works across multiple skin types. And it says it's a lightweight natural foundation for all skin types, especially dry skin and mature skin. So it actually gives the mature skin claim, which I think is pretty great. It's got anti-aging peptides, caviar extract, hydrolyzed collagen, hyaluronic acid, babassu and argan oil, and it's got vitamins A, C, B1, B2, B3, B5, B7, B9, and coenzyme Q10. It's got a lot of anti-aging ingredients in it. This is definitely one that I would consider if I was looking for something, for anti-aging. There are a few foundations in this video that have anti-aging good skin properties that go beyond just hydrating and making your skin feel good, and this is one of them. I would say no matter the skin type, if you're looking for a sheer to medium skin-like foundation that gives, a radiant finish if you don't set it, or a healthy natural finish if you set it, this is going to give that to you. It's very versatile and healthy and natural looking, but it still looks like skin. The drawback to this is that there are only 7 shades, which doesn't matter so much when you're going for that sheer skin-like look, but when you do want to build it up, that's where that lack of shade selection does start to matter. It's just a really nice foundation that is really great across any skin type. Let's move on to a foundation that has quickly become one of my favorites. And a lot of you are going to know what this is. This probably should have been in my recent top tinted moisturizers BB and CC cream video I just did. I'll link that down below for you if you haven't seen that. The reason why I didn't put this in that video is because they don't categorize it like that. So I didn't either. It falls into this category because in my opinion, it is a foundation that looks just like skin and it blurs the pores beautifully. I could go on and on. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Fluid Powder Foundation. It's $40 for 1.4 ounces and there are 28 shades. It also contains broad spectrum SPF 20. The shade that I have is W046 Warm Beige. It is too light for me. I have been using my Drunk Elephant D Bronzy drops to darken it up because they don't change the texture of products. They're really great if your foundation shades are too light. But I do have a darker shade that hopefully is a match on order because I love this so much. I really want a shade that matches me. It should be on the way in one of my Sephora hauls when they get here. So this is a liquid to powder formula that I don't usually like. I typically find that they settle down into, I don't know, too much of a powdery look for me. This does not. This is beautiful. It gives a very natural matte finish. It is super, super watery, very liquidy. It blends out very easily, but it also sets very, very quickly. I apply it with a damp or a dry sponge and it gives me sheer to light coverage. So this is kind of a skin evening tint that gives lighter coverage than the other 2 foundations we just talked about. And it gives a natural matte finish. And when I tell you your pores basically disappear with this foundation, I am not kidding. This is so pore blurring. It is crazy. And if you apply it over a primer that is also pore blurring and then you use a powder that's also pore blurring, your pores are basically non-existent. I have been really, really blown away by this foundation. It also has no scent. It's lightweight. It's long wearing. It controls my oil all day long. If you're someone with oily combination skin or normal skin and you just can't keep makeup on your face, I mean, you know, we're wearing masks everywhere now. This is one you need to check out. This is a really, really good budge-proof foundation. Now they say this has a power protein complex that helps skin look smooth and healthy, and that it helps keep skin protected with environmental blue light and UV filters. And they say to apply it with your fingertips, which you can. I just prefer the damp or dry sponge because I find those methods quicker for me personally. That's just a personal thing. So if you have any of the, you know, aforementioned skin types, any of those situations going on, and you're looking for a product to, you know, just even out imperfections and, you know, make your pores disappear, this is going to be the product for you. The priciest foundation in this video is the La Mer Soft Fluid Longwear Foundation. It is $120 for 1 ounce of product, and there are 28 shades, and I am in the shade Linen. This is another one that is great for any skin type. It blends out super easily and gives a very satiny finish before setting. After I set it, it settles into a nice demi-matte finish, which lasts a really long time for me. This is very skin-like while being buildable from light to medium coverage. This is so pretty and natural on the skin. There is a reason why people keep investing, is that the right word for a foundation, in this product. It blurs the pores. It doesn't settle into lines. It is long wearing. It's lightweight. Now there is a scent to this. Some people really like it. Some people can't stand it. The scent stems from their proprietary complex. They have these skin improving ingredients in their products. It's kind of the known La Mer scent. It's supposed to be great for anti-aging and skin improvement. And it says here it's supposed to leave your skin visibly plumped with hydration. Fine lines and wrinkles look softened, the look of pores and imperfections are diminished, and UV protection defends skin against future damage. And it says this foundation also stays true even in humidity. And I would agree with that. I have worn this foundation on some very long, hot days, and it has stayed true to how it looked when I applied it in the morning. Now, I have had to touch up some shine a little bit, you know, just blot, but it never looks bad during the day ever. It's a beautiful foundation. And of course, I mean, it should be because it is La Mer, right? Any skin type can wear this. If you want a luxury foundation and you're looking for something that is buildable from light to medium coverage and has skin benefits in it, that is just truly a beautiful foundation that is going to give you a natural finish, this is a great pick for you. This next foundation keeps showing up in so many videos for good reason. It crosses over so many different categories, and it is one of my favorites. It's also so versatile and any skin type can wear it. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. It is $40 for 1.6 ounces of product, and there are 40 shades. This has the most extensive shade selection of any foundation in this video, and you get more product for your money than any foundation in this video as well. This is another very watery foundation that blends out very, very easily and quickly. I find I can use any method to apply this, whether it be my fingers, a sponge, damp or dry, or a brush, and it applies really, really beautifully. And I can get from sheer to medium full coverage from this foundation, and it still looks like skin. That is what is so magical about this foundation. It applies so thinly and still looks like skin and never gets cakey no matter how much I layer it. I can even spot conceal with it in certain spots with my finger or a brush, and it works really well that way too. This really melds with the skin and blurs the pores beautifully. And I find that the finish is so versatile depending on your skin type and depending on the primer and powder that you pair with it. I think that's why so many makeup artists have this in their kits, not only because of the versatility and coverage, but in finish as well. I can wear this with a radiant primer and have a more radiant look that day, or I can wear it with a mattifying or smoothing primer and have just a soft, natural matte finish that truly, truly looks like skin. It is lightweight, it's long wearing, and it truly lasts through heat and humidity. There is a slight scent to this. I wanted to let you know that in case that bothers you. I don't notice it after it's applied. This shows up in so many of my videos for good reason. I mean, yes, it's a favorite of mine. I can wear this during the day. I can wear this at night. I can wear this to something special. I can wear it to go grocery shopping. This is one of the most versatile foundations I own. I forgot to tell you my shades. I have 2 in, I have 2.5 in. I'm kind of in between right now, so I have 2 shades. I have 2 shades of this next foundation as well. This is the Stila Hide and Chic Fluid Foundation. It's $39 for 1 ounce of product, and there are 30 shades. I have the shade medium 2 and medium 3. I fall between, I have to mix them. I have been told by some of you that medium 4 falls in between these two, which is so weird to me, but I cannot justify buying a 3rd bottle when I can just mix these two. So for right now, that's what I'm doing. This is also super, super watery, and very similarly to the Bobbi Brown that I talked about earlier, this blends out very, very easily, but it sets very, very quickly. So I also work in sections, and you know what? I actually have a couple of videos where I show you how I work in sections, and I'll link those below this foundation or below the Bobbi Brown one down in my description box. Now, this is a little bit different than the Bobbi Brown foundation in that you can get from sheer to almost medium coverage depending on your application. I like to use a dry sponge or a brush with this. I don't know, I just kind of get my preference with certain foundations, but everybody's different. This is extremely lightweight and very long wearing. It looks like skin. I mean, all these do. It blurs the pores, it blurs the fine lines, it controls my oil super, super well. I mean, I only have to blot like once if I have to blot at all on a long, long day. It gives a nice, soft, matte finish. I don't notice a scent to this, which is really nice. And now they say that this is good for all skin types, and I disagree with that because when I did my testing for this, I had some surface dehydration and it emphasized all of that sitting on the surface. When my skin is normal, it is beautiful. I wouldn't use this if you have dry skin. They emphasize that you're supposed to shake it to infuse this formula. It's got sea moss, plant collagen, and baobab seed extract. And all of these are supposed to nurture and smooth and refine for healthier looking, more even toned complexion. So I would say if you have normal to oily skin and you're looking for something that goes from sheer to almost medium coverage, this would be really, really great for you to give you that soft matte finish that controls your oil all day long. You know, for me, while the packaging is, you know, pretty and all, it is kind of bulky. It's one of the bulkiest bottles that I have to store. It is taller than most bottles, and it's just not as travel friendly either when you compare, you know, this to this. If you ever want to know what some of my favorite foundations are, I have a top foundations playlist. I'll have linked here in the corner so you can see that. If you have a top skin-like foundation, I would love to hear that. And also, if you have any suggestions for other top foundations videos you'd like to see, I'm open to suggestions. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!